This is a pretty crazy clip here as a boar just smashes through this gate. I mean, he goes right through it. This thing doesn't stand a chance. It doesn't even really slow him down. And watch as he gives us the most graceful little leap into the garden. Twinkle toes. If you watch, you can see the boar must have been coming off that hill and crossed the road, freaked out, and said, I gotta smash through this gate. And I'll be danged if he didn't. That'd be something if you were standing there in your little courtyard and a boar smashes through the front of your gate, coming at you full steam. As you can see, a woman on a Southern California hiking trail has found herself in quite the predicament. A massive brown bear is directly in the path, and man, that is a small trail, with some gorgeous views I might add. You can actually hear as she roars back at the bear, trying to deter it. Unfortunately, like we've discussed many times, this bear does have cubs with it, so she's probably not going to back down. Personally, I'll say this, as soon as I got around that corner at the beginning of the video, like, I would take off. I would put as much distance between myself and that bear as I could. I know you're not supposed to run, but the bear doesn't know you're running if it can't see you. Now, one of the craziest parts about all this is that this person was actually running on this trail, and when she turned the corner, she's quoted as to saying that the bear was 5 inches from her waist. She was immediately startled and doubled back, and that's when she took out her phone. There were 2 paths, so eventually the runner and another person were able to get away while the bear continued down the other path with her cubs. This is such a heartwarming video, and I just cannot imagine the fear that these 2 girls felt. Check this out.
You guys okay? Or are you in trouble? Okay, stand by. We're getting you. Good. Take this camera. You're fine. We're gonna get you. Don't worry. Just keep coming. We got a ladder and everything. You're fine. Be calm. Come. There's a ladder right there. Calm down. Climb up. Oh. Come on in. Easy. Go in there. It's warm. Go inside. It's warm. Go inside. It's warm. Oh, we got you. Thank God we saw you. Oh my God, that's freezing.
Wow, I mean, that video gave me chills. I cannot imagine how those girls must have felt out there. Just helpless, vulnerable, and if you heard the one guy said it's cold, so. And then if you're the dad of one of those girls, oh my gosh, how grateful are you for these guys? And I love all the comments that are saying like, this is the most daddest thing ever. And the one dad's like, all right, let's get it done. Let's get you guys out of there. And I know everyone involved is thanking God and that those gentlemen were there at the right time. This next clip is pretty cool. A story about an unsuspecting couple just enjoying a fun moment together, capturing their happiness with a couple of selfies. They're just smitten, as you can see. Everything was going smoothly until their little photo session took a bizarre turn. Suddenly, and literally out of nowhere, the man seemed to be forcefully yanked down to the ground. I mean, he disappears from the camera's view. If you look closely, you'll notice a chilling detail just over the man's left shoulder. A ghostly hand appears out of nowhere and it pulls him down, causing him to lose his balance. Rewind a few seconds because it was hard to spot for me at first. But also be prepared because as he falls, the camera captures something even more unsettling. A girl with long jet black hair, vacant, lifeless eyes. I mean, what is going on here? Commenters are asking if this is some type of well-orchestrated prank, if this is some creepy entity. The people in the photo said they don't recognize the person. But on the flip side, that's what a bunch of hoaxers would say. So, I don't know. It's either one of those two things. It's either a demon coming to suck the soul out of your body, or it is just a prank. This is just a funny little clip that I thought was going in a different direction. Check it out.
This girl wanted to film what her view looked like every morning on their vacation, but she never expected this would happen.
As soon as I saw what I thought was an open air balcony, I thought, wow, the views here are awesome. I can't wait to see what she sees. I thought maybe a hawk was going to swoop down or a pterodactyl. Nope, just an embarrassing moment. A video from Sweden has recently gone viral on Reddit, shared by a user named Immerse. The footage offers a first-person view of what starts as an ordinary evening walk but quickly turns mysterious and unsettling. In the video, Nimrose is walking through a forest at night on her way to the nearest bus stop next to her apartment. Despite the forest being close to kind of a neighborhood area and she has a clear walking path, the darkness definitely creates an eerie atmosphere. It's not very well lit. She mentioned that she's familiar with this walk and she walks it frequently, and so does everyone else. But she said as soon as she touched the path, something felt different that night. It's a pretty benign area that never really comes into question, but she said that there was just an unsettling feeling and she could not shake it. This sense of unease prompted her to whip out her phone and just record what was going on. Perhaps for reassurance or just to share her experience, I don't know. Document her potential death. Initially, everything seems normal. She continues down the path with only the sounds of the night around her. However, a few seconds later, that is all disrupted when something unusual happens. Someone or something appears to peek out from behind a tree in front of her. Unaware of this at the time, she didn't even react. But later, viewers of the video noticed the strange figure. This sparked debates as to whether she just uploaded this for attention, if that could have been an animal picking its head out. Some have suggested it's a cryptid. I don't know. What does it look like to you guys? I've seen this video before, but in homage to the season 2 of The House of the Dragon, I figured I would put it in this video because dragons are awesome. This video was captured in China and it has sparked a lot of interest. It really did grab the attention of both those who believe in mythical creatures like dragons and those who don't. In this clip, a hiker has managed to film what at first glance appears to be a gigantic bird hovering in the sky, or so they all think. But when you take a closer look and zoom in, its characteristics seem quite out of the ordinary. The creature boasts massive wings, a long tail, and moves with a speed that's unexpected for how big it is. Considering its massive size, you have to wonder, how in the world is this thing gliding through the air with grace? And that is where most commenters have raised their eyebrows, saying that we could possibly be looking at footage of a real-life dragon. Alright, the dragon video. First, full disclosure, I put that video in there just so I could really talk about Game of Thrones. Yeah. So, I won't give any spoilers or anything, but let me just give you a little backstory. I don't like stuff like that. I watched Game of Thrones and The House of the Dragon, of course, afterwards, but I watched that later than everyone else. So maybe like 5 or 6 years. I watched it a few years ago, but I wasn't into it. I'm not into it. I don't like that time period. I don't like the way they talk. I like all that now, but it was painful for me to even start it at the beginning, and I can't even tell you how obsessed I got with it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, you're nuts. From, I was probably the biggest hater to, well, I'm not going to say one of the biggest fans because I'm sure they dress up and go to like, whatever, those Comic-Con things, but I don't do that, but I love the show. So anyway, and the House of the Dragon is good too. Turn that on. Yeah, get your dragon on. Get your Targaryen on. Like, you're not going to be disappointed. Man, this next clip is going to get your heart pumping. We see this guy is on the boat in the ocean. The person holding the camera pans around. We get to see the scenery, gives us a feeling of that they're kind of really in the middle of nowhere, and it looks cold, and there's water and ice everywhere. It starts to get interesting. The camera swings back to the man, and in the background we see a massive wave appear, and the wave is gigantic. Yeah, now just to get this out of the way, some people are saying that this is a sea monster that created this. I don't think so. Come on. I don't think that's the story here. The story is that this gigantic wave is actually present and right behind this guy. Anyhow, it seems crazy, and I've seen when pieces of iceberg have broken off from the larger piece and it's created big waves, but nothing this big. Also, someone in the comments said that the iceberg could have shifted, which to me, that's different than a piece of it breaking off, but unbelievable that it can create that big of a wave. However, the camera cuts off, which is unfortunate for us, but hopefully it's fortunate for them and they were able to get the heck out of Dodge. This TikTok video starts off quite innocently. It features a homeowner approaching her fence that is loaded with Halloween skulls. We can see that 4 of these heads are facing the same direction. However, one skull stands out. It's facing the opposite way as if it's looking back at something. The homeowner doesn't think anything of it at all. I mean, if anything, she thought maybe some kids were just spun them around. She just readjusts the skull to match the others and goes on about her day. And this goes on for a couple days, a week or two, whatever. As she turns away, the skull she just fixed suddenly shifts and is looking right at the camera. Obviously, this is captured on video, and it has left viewers definitely stumped. Some have said that the most logical explanation is that a gust of wind could have moved the skull. No, that's not logical. I mean, none of the other skulls moved. We just got a little gust of wind whipping through there and spinning a skull? Yeah, I don't think so. Anyhow, I'm open for ideas. I think it would be funny if one of her kids had some fishing line tied to it and would spin it while she was right next to it. But not knowing the answer does make me kind of wonder. So there's a video that's been making the rounds on Reddit. It's pretty wild. The footage comes from a security camera located at Jacksonville Beach Pier in Florida. Now, when you watch this video, pay close attention to the top left corner of the screen. You're going to see this really bright light that's not just sitting there, it's kind of pulsating and hovering in midair. Well, eventually, the lights start to move. It flies just a few inches above the water's surface and then, poof, it's gone. Completely disappears from the camera's view. And yeah, this hasn't been covered much, but a guy named Matt, who was the first to spot this mysterious object, stumbled upon it while going through some CCTV footage. Some theories are thinking that this could just be a drone or maybe some weird glitch with the camera. Maybe the camera's compression rate messed things up and made the object look kind of funky. Definitely a possibility. But it's also got people talking and wondering about other things. And I'm sure you know what they are. Anyhow, what's your take on this? What do we think is really happening here? Pretty cool video. While fishing for tarpon at a golf course in the Florida Keys, a man experienced the shock of his life when he least expected it. At first, everything seems fine as the fisherman goes about his business undisturbed. Suddenly, he whips the camera to his right, and hidden in the grass just a few feet away is a massive alligator that looks to be sizing him up. After his adrenaline comes down and he catches his breath, he cautiously returns to show all the viewers that the predator has left. Well, he's at least at a safe distance. Counting his lucky stars, the fisherman wisely decides to leave the area, and decides in fact that this area is not big enough for the both of them. He'll go fish somewhere else. In May of 2021 near Tokyo, Japan, a fascinating video was recorded. It captures the skies above this charming town on a somewhat cloudy day with plenty of light. Initially everything appears normal, then the camera zooms in, revealing why the person decided to record the sky in the first place. An unusual flying object is hovering among the distant clouds. But yeah, unfortunately it's too far to make out clearly, but it appears oval shaped in like a dark gray or silver, black even. It doesn't really take much investigating to reveal that it doesn't resemble any known aircraft. Certainly no civilian planes look like this. If I'm being honest, my opinion, the object strongly resembles the classic image of a flying saucer, a UFO. And the fact that it remains eerily still in the air for quite some time, Now, I'm sure this peculiar sighting could have a logical explanation. To some people. Yeah, to the military, this could be a secret military aircraft that we're all unaware of. That's logical to them. I'm leaning towards this being a more real encounter with an extraterrestrial presence. I don't know. Rewatch the footage, decide for yourself, and let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Now, this video recently made its way onto Instagram, sparking a lot of opinions along the way. We see this odd pattern in the sky, kind of resembles a shockwave or even a sonic boom. But let me give you some context. Back in August of 2017, SpaceX had a successful launch of their Falcon 9 rocket. Everything looked perfect, it seemed like just another textbook launch, and everything was going according to plan. However, recent information has come to light revealing that this launch actually tore a temporary hole in a part of Earth's atmosphere called the ionosphere. The ionosphere is the layer of our atmosphere where the sun's energy and radiation do some pretty cool stuff. Anyhow, it's important because the ionosphere helps radio waves bounce around, which makes long-distance radio communication possible. Now, without boring you with more details, basically, rockets move in a curving path. However, the SpaceX launch was different. One, it was more vertical, and two, it had a very light payload. It actually tore a hole in the layer about 559 miles wide. Well, anyhow, it created these crazy looking sonic boom waves, and it had everyone freaked out. So let me know if you saw these, if you even believe what our government is saying about it, or the experts. Anyhow, I think it looks pretty cool, but I would definitely be a little worried if I saw that and I was out on my deck. Now, I have seen this popular YouTube video through the years, but this was actually a clear version, so I decided to put it in this one, and it has left a lot of people puzzled. I mean, there are thousands of comments. People are saying video editing, paranormal, yada yada. But basically, the setting is a river nestled in Scotland's landscape. But here's some context. A woman who is hoping to capture footage of an otter that's often seen in the area has set up her camera and is just waiting. Initially, everything seems fine. The calm waters and surroundings give no hint of what is lurking in the woods. As time goes on, yeah, there's no otter. But something unusual begins to form on the left side of our screen. At first, it appears kind of like a vague shadow, a mist, maybe even an animal. But gradually, it becomes more distinct. And this shape doesn't stay still. It slowly moves toward the left side of the frame, becoming clearer with each passing second, making it hard just to miss this as a simple trick. Like I said, the video has unsurprisingly gone viral. Millions of views, widespread debate. We've got the skeptics on one side arguing that this is easy for modern technology to do. Paranormal enthusiasts believe that the footage shows something genuinely unexplainable, a glimpse into the unknown, if you may. I tend to lean to the more paranormal side, but again, I don't know the girl filming this, so it's really hard to say, but I'm glad I got to finally see a clear version of it. Okay, now this is actually a pretty insane video. Picture this, you're just trying to report on a flood, and suddenly a mountain lion casually strolls into your newscast. Well, that's exactly what happened to this news reporter. She's there covering the flooding in Utah County when all of a sudden, a mountain lion walks right past her. Now, she thinks it's a dog at first, but, clearly this thing is much bigger and wider, and not to mention, it doesn't look like a dog. It's pretty incredible how close she came to danger without even realizing it. I'd be freaking out. It's incredible how close the cat came to her. She's lucky. I do want to address the elephant in the room. What do we think here? Do we think she even knew that was a lion? I don't know. I need a statement from the news company. This next clip comes from India. We can see as this guy is just happily walking through the jungle, singing, just minding his own business. Suddenly, he hears something weird and whips out his camera. What he captures next is straight out of a nightmare. It's bizarre. I've heard of Bigfoot in North America and the Yeti in the Himalayas, but a creature like this in an Indian rainforest? Well, no, I haven't heard about that. Its size is definitely menacing, but the scariest part is when it sees the camera, it tries to duck and hide behind a tree. To me, that means it's smarter than we're giving it credit for. I don't know what it is, but I'm intrigued by it. I guess, yeah, sure, it could be a person in a suit, but who knows? What do you guys think? We all know most dogs are incredible protectors, but this video shows a situation which is beyond their normal responsibilities. The owner's dog starts going crazy, so he just grabs and checks his security cameras to see what's going on. And yeah, he was pretty surprised when he looked. A shadowy, almost translucent figure is darting around the room. It's there one moment, gone the next. The man is understandably baffled, but he admitted that he was a little scared too. Now, anyone that owns a dog has seen them react to unseen things before, but I do feel like this is on another level. What are you guys thinking about? And I'm not really sure what this could be. Let me know your theories in the comments. Now, this video claims to show a group of explorers encountering a lost tribe deep in the woods. Said tribe is clearly wary of these strangers, trying to basically scare them off. But doing what explorers do, they stay and film anyway. Now, I'm not sure where this was filmed, but it's supposed to be super remote. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is a place I'd like to find myself in the woods. But on the flip side, as we know, uncontacted tribes can be very dangerous. But these people seem pretty calm, even after being kind of provoked. One of the commenters pointed out that if this is supposed to be so remote, a thing that is throwing him off is that there is a road in one of the shots. And I kind of agree, it might throw in question this whole thing. This next clip is a personal account from Alexander Sanchez, and he has captured truly some unsettling footage. While out gathering leaves with his family, he captured something strange on camera. As they explored the woods near an abandoned house, the camera picked up an unusually dark figure moving along the ground. It almost seemed to crawl. Out of nowhere, this creature stood up, revealing a disturbing humanoid shape. Now, what's even weirder is that Alexander claims he wasn't wearing a hat this day, but in the video, he clearly is. He's wondering if he dipped into some sort of matrix. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen strange occurrences in abandoned buildings, but this is definitely one of the creepiest. So let me know your thoughts. Is this a paranormal entity or something else entirely? Okay, this is crazy. A group of women in downtown LA had a once-in-a-lifetime experience with a majestic red-tailed hawk. This guy decided their car was the perfect spot to hang out on. And for literally over 15 minutes, they were treated to an up-close and personal view of this incredible bird. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how calm and composed this hawk is just sitting there, staring straight at the camera. These women tried everything to get it to leave, but clearly the hawk wasn't having it. They started using the windshield wipers, the washer fluid, swerving left, swerving right. They even called someone for advice. Nothing worked. It wasn't until the bird just decided it was time to move on. Well, if anything, these ladies have quite the story to tell. Now, this clip is straight out of a horror movie. Now, it stars, and for some reason this person is filming an underpass on a snowy night. The next thing you know, they start heading towards a house and a manhole. And the noises coming from that manhole are beyond creepy. It sounds like something out of a movie. What on earth is down there? What are we thinking? Are we thinking Pennywise is down there? Ugh, I hate clowns. One commenter said that this could easily just be a really weird plumbing issue. Either way, it's terrifying, and I'm not surprised the guy filmed it. This next clip is scary for different reasons. We see a young girl get off her scooter going to greet her dad. And out of nowhere, this big dog comes rushing her. But dad isn't having it, and I don't blame him. The type of dog doesn't look like the traditional aggressive type, but when it comes to your kids, man, you can't play around. And it's hard to see the dog's body language, but he might just be in fact playing around. I don't know, but I don't blame dad for not taking any chances. And I'll say this, look. I am an animal lover. I have dogs. I've had them my entire life. I love them. Love, love, love. They are part of the family. But unfortunately, they're not equal to children. They're not. I'm sure most of us have seen the show The Walking Dead. So where do you stand on zombies? Fiction or frightening reality? Well, this video might make you rethink things. Captured on a trail camera, this creature looks straight out of a zombie movie. I mean, look at this thing. It's moving slow, stiff, a gaunt body and limbs. And the peculiar way it's just wandering around aimlessly. This is actually pretty creepy. Could this be proof that zombies are real? I say this a lot, but I feel like this is either... I often say this, but I feel like this is either the real thing or a fake. But at the end of the day, either way, it's creepy. This next bit of creepy footage was captured at 4:30 in the morning in El Paso, Texas in April of 2023. As the clip plays, we see a young woman come running up to this house, frantically trying to get someone's attention. She's alone, but it looks like she's worried that she won't be for long, like someone's chasing her. You can see as she continuously glances over her shoulder. You can see she's visibly upset in the camera. She's crying, pleading with them to open the door. All of a sudden, she must hear something, and she goes to crouch down. We soon see headlights. I feel like it's pretty clear at this point she's running from someone or has escaped from someone. I mean, she is distraught. Eventually, we see some headlights pull up, and she goes out towards the driveway, but no one knows if she got in the car or not. The camera didn't pick that up. As soon as this hit the online community, there were tons of speculation. Most notably was that she was being trafficked and she had escaped her traffickers. And many agreed that this really could be what it was, being near the southern border. Now there was a faction of people that think she had a more sinister plan. They explained that this could have been a setup, that this woman was actually acting like she was frantic in hopes that the person would open the door and then people would come from around the corner and burglarize the home. They pointed out a few reasons, most notably that if she really needed help, when the neighbor's light came on, she would have gone over there. And you know, I have to kind of agree with that. Like, who cares who helps you if you're this frantic? This house, that house, who cares? Others say, and I can't really tell from the video, that she is walking up and then when she sees the camera, she starts to run and act frantic. I couldn't catch that, but a few weeks later, a mugshot hit the El Paso, Texas news, and many are speculating that it is the same girl, which is quite the plot twist. That story was never able to be corroborated, but what do you guys think? Admittedly, I thought the former. I thought maybe she had escaped someone, maybe not a trafficker, but just a bad situation. But I will say the other group has made some good points. If you need help, you need help. Why didn't you just go to the neighbors? I don't know. Very interested in what you guys think. I don't think I've paid more attention to our skies and the thoughts of extraterrestrial visiting than I have this past year or so. I mean, it seems like a never-ending puzzle. We've got glowing orbs, shape-shifting lights, speeding bullets flying through the air. I mean, there's always something crazy going on up there. This clip captures a bright light zooming across the sky in a way that, well, no ordinary plane can. I mean, this thing has some speed. It maneuvers weirdly, and to sum it up, it's not your average aircraft. What is it? I'm saying secret government project or a freaking UFO. In this next clip, we see Grandma, and she is just here celebrating a birthday. She's got her family surrounding her, and she's happy. Now, to me, and to most people watching, this probably just feels like a normal video. But if we keep our eyes peeled, we're going to see something that might keep you up at night. Did you see it? As everyone is singing, there's a shadowy figure of a little girl running by the grandmother. Some commenters felt that this could just be a party goer, someone's kid running past the camera. The camera isn't that old. I mean, this camera would have picked up a kid running by it. I mean, how fast is this kid? I guess it could be some glitch, but it wasn't until the uploader mentioned that the grandmother who's celebrating the birthday lost a young daughter about the age of the shadow person that ran by her. But this woman's daughter tragically passed away many years ago, and one of her favorite things to do was to chase her siblings all through this exact house. So while it's scary to us, family members have come out and said that there is a little comfort there. And well, I guess that's all that matters. This is a pretty cool clip. This guy avoids the shockwaves by jumping off his jet ski and going underwater. The meteor that literally turns the night into the daytime gets so bright. And then we just have a crab swimming, which we'll revisit at the end of this. I've seen this part. This is the forest breathing, they call it. This is actually really cool. It's not creepy to me, it's just cool. And this is, in my opinion, the creepiest thing. What in the heck? I mean, is that real? Does that thing have a... Is that real? Does that have one eyeball like a cyclops in the middle of its head? What in the world? And lastly, this is a pretty cool one. This osprey just dives down, completely submerges itself, and grabs a huge fish. Now, like I said, these are all pretty cool. And remember, I mentioned we'd revisit the crab. So, after going through all of the comments, they voted that the crab swimming was the creepiest. Apparently, 90% of the viewers of this have never been to the ocean or didn't know that crabs swam. I was a little blown away by that. I mean, all the comments were saying, oh, the crab swimming is the craziest. That's the creepiest. Holy cow, I didn't know crabs could swim. I guess for some that was a new nightmare that was unlocked. I don't know. Let me know if you guys were surprised by that, or maybe if you didn't know that crabs swam. Corroboree Rock is a fascinating and mysterious rock formation located about 50 kilometers east of Alice Springs in the Northern Territory of Australia. Made up of dolomite, this natural structure holds deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Arrente or Aboriginal people who consider it a sacred site. In 1959, something truly peculiar happened here. R.S. Blance, a Presbyterian minister from Adelaide, was visiting Corroboree Rock and decided to take a photograph of what he thought was an empty scene, just the rocks surrounded by some shrubs and open space. A few weeks later, when he got back, he developed the photos. He was stunned to see the image of a figure standing amidst the scrub that bordered the clearing. As we can see, the figure appears to be a semi-transparent woman, wearing a long dress. While it's an image that has both fascinated and puzzled people for years and years, this is known in circles as a legit paranormal picture. Now, the area isn't just a geological wonder either, it's also of great importance to the indigenous communities living in the region. They actually consider the area around Corroboree Rock to be a dangerous place for women, children, and men who haven't undergone certain initiation rites. It's viewed as a sacred site that demands immense respect, which should go without saying. Climbing on the rock is strictly off limits. Now, back to the apparition. Do we think that R.S. Blance captured an actual photo of a woman? I know I do. I know a lot of other people do. I think that's good enough for me. Just an incredible photograph. A Reddit user was walking through the pasture on his farm on the way to one of his barns when he kept getting this feeling that he was being followed. Finally, he spots something in the grass. He decides to whip out his phone and film it. Check this out. Let me know what you guys think this could be. Okay, so this clip absolutely freaks me out. Posted on Reddit, we see security footage of a strange creature, and the internet is going nuts over it. A few naysayers are saying, this could just be a kid in a costume. I mean, I hope not. Walking around in the middle of the night creeping between apartment complexes? Not the best place for a youngster to be. And if it was a kid, don't you think we would see it walk around the bushes and not directly into them? Someone hilariously said that it's a penguin, and it does kind of walk like one. But nevertheless, I need a follow-up. I need to know what this is. Yeah, so the lamprey. Well, they're parasitic fish that attach themselves to other fish with their suction cup mouths and sharp teeth. They use their tongues to scrape away at the flesh, feeding on its blood and bodily fluids. Some species of lampreys migrate from freshwater to the ocean, where they latch onto larger fish for sustenance. After reaching maturity, they return to freshwater rivers and streams to spawn. And afterwards, most of them die. Thank goodness. Super cool clip here. Check this out. A guy on a golf course took this video of two rams deciding to duke it out right here next to the green. The guy that took the video said that they looked around and all four of the guys in his group thought that that was a gunshot. Now, these physical contests usually after this guy lays his dirt bike down, it doesn't take long for us to tell why he did just so. On this path, someone has tied a rope in between two trees, acting almost like a guillotine. I probably don't need to explain as to why this is so dangerous. And thank goodness this guy saw this up ahead, and his buddy behind him was able to even slam on the brakes. Now, it was hard to tell if this was really a sinister act aimed at these particular dirt bike riders, or perhaps someone just didn't want a big vehicle passing through their space. Now, a lot of people were surprised at this, but growing up in a rural area, I saw stuff like this all the time. Some people really don't want you on their property. We used to get chased on our dirt bikes, we were tearing up stuff. I'm sure the statute of limitations has reached its expiration. But nevertheless, let me know what you guys think about this. In honor of the Olympics, we have this cat in a front row seat. And thankfully we do, as she catches this girl on the balance beam. Just incredible. Cats can do it all.
Loud. Oh, she's safe.
In this clip, we see a guy in Provo, Utah, filming what he is pretty adamant is a Bigfoot.
Gonna get more footage of the Sasquatch. Okay, seriously, look how big it is. He's just chilling.
You know, sometimes you are just in the right place at the right time and you capture something extraordinary. Well, this is what happened to a gentleman in Iran. Now, I have to admit, the first time I saw this, I thought this could easily be faked. But I kept watching, and apparently there are more videos of this incident from different angles all over the city, which is giving it a little more credibility. But I'll just kick it to you guys. I feel like this is just bad CGI. I mean, it's going nuts on TikTok, and a lot of people believe it's a real event. I don't know. If you have any inside info, let me know. This is a pretty interesting clip here. This GIF was uploaded to Facebook that said, Bigfoot wrestling a bear. And I'll be damned if it doesn't look like one. Now, first I just figured this would be two bears fighting, but as you guys probably noticed, I noticed the hand. Then you see his face is definitely not that of a bear. Is there anything else you guys notice? I actually don't think it's a man in a suit. The bear's going pretty hard on this Bigfoot. I'm not sure a grown man could take that. At least not without being slung around like a rag doll. crazy video here. I mean, look what's going on in the middle of the road. These two dogs and one eagle are in a bit of a skirmish. I don't know who started it, but that was my kid. Like I said, I don't know who started it, but the only thing that I can think of is that there was some roadkill on the road. This eagle was there, the dogs approached it, a fight ensued. This comment is hysterical. Look at this, and it's kind of true. Like, you didn't even bang on the window or anything. Caught in April of this year in Oregon, we see this bold coyote nip at this big black bear. You can see the coyote creep up. He's a little hesitant, but he knows what he's doing. It's almost kind of like, tag, you're it. The black bear must have pushed that coyote off a meal or something. It's almost like the coyote came back to say, hey, I'm still back here, just so you know. Anyhow, when this hit the news and they interviewed the guys, they said it was just an awesome trail cam capture, and that they haven't seen the coyote since. This next clip, taken from a man in Georgia, says that he saw a Bigfoot run across his path into the woods, so he decided to get out and chase it. He eventually catches up to it and he's able to film a few different shots of the animal. I mean, I can definitely hear the growls, I just don't know. The way the thing moves through the woods is pretty human-like. However, a person in the comments had a good argument for that, saying that the guy with the camera is bobbing up and down like a person, making the Bigfoot look like he's bobbing up and down. Now, I don't know. I need some help on this one. Around sunset, Colin Haggerty and his friends were hanging out in the barn when they received a text from a friend's dad saying he was hearing some strange noises. Curious, they made their way to the porch to listen. That's when they heard the howls echoing at intervals for 2 or 3 minutes. As they looked out into the tree line, they saw a large figure walking. Colin couldn't believe his eyes. He was in disbelief. The entire group was in awe at the figure standing right there in front of them. It even turned its head as if it were looking directly at them before turning back upwards and disappearing. Whatever they had seen, it was too large to be human. Naturally, their thoughts turned to Bigfoot, but something about this creature was different. It didn't seem shy like the Bigfoots they had heard about. It didn't mind being watched or having light shined on it. It just continued ambling along, and it wasn't hiding in the woods. It was out in an open field, fully exposed to their cameras. Part of the guys in the group started to panic, and Colin advised everyone, look, don't go towards this thing. It was clear to everyone that this wasn't just some person walking in the field. They also didn't recognize it as a bear. They said the creature felt foreign, and all the guys were sure they had never seen anything like this before. Well, this is quite the video here. A dog relaxing on the beach when a killer whale comes this close to the shore? This is pretty insane. And that is the last thought I had before I went to the comments, because this is insane. I was wondering, how could it be this shallow here that an entire orca whale could come that close to the shore? Well, apparently it's fake. I'm not sure what's worse, the people making these fake videos or the fact that everyone in the comments can tell it's fake, but I couldn't tell that that was a mashup of 2 different videos. People have too much time on their hands.